Hi YouTube family, welcome back to another video. How are y'all doing today? It's kind of a rainy day here, kind of cloudy, just kind of matching my mood. But I'm not going to put that on y'all. I'm going to try to be upbeat and positive in this video. This is more like, I guess it would be kind of like a vent or a rant, if you want to call it that. I just want to talk to you guys about jobs, work. How do y'all feel? I have put out a couple of videos talking about 9 to 5s, how you stay broke working a 9 to 5, how basically you're never going to get rich working a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 is just it's just not the way to go, folks. It's just not the way to go. Entrepreneurship is the way to go. If you have any type of business skills, business sense, any type of business you want to launch, I advise you to do it, especially with today's hard economic times. I advise everybody to start up your own business because these jobs are they're just not it. The more I go to work, the more I start to feel that way. Today especially, it was just, I don't know, just kind of rough. And the reason is, I don't think I told you guys about it. I recently switched roles or switched jobs, not really jobs, but the position that I was doing. I had done my previous position for, oh gosh, well over 15, 16, 17 years. I'm still in the basic area or the basic realm of doing that job, but in a different capacity, if that makes sense, without getting into too much detail and boring you guys. But basically, I kind of switched jobs, and of course, with that, it's a new role. You have a new supervisor, new leadership, and everything, right? So I've been doing the job for about a year, and we, just like you guys probably have it, we have a yearly rating or appraisal cycle that's due. So I already knew when I took this role, something just told me, and I already knew, and people warned me that I'm probably going to do a disservice to myself. Probably I'm taking like a step down as far as my roles and responsibilities, which I knew I was in a little, just a little bit, but I didn't realize that it would have this great of an impact, especially, during your appraisal cycle. Because previously I've always gotten outstanding appraisals, you get the little bit of reward money and stuff like that that they give you, and life was good. We worked hard. I worked hard. The team that I was on worked hard, and, we got rewarded for it, during our appraisal cycle. So when I took this other role, I kind of knew, because the responsibility was less, I just kind of knew that I wasn't going to be rated, I thought, fairly. And sure enough, I didn't get the rating that I thought I should have gotten. I just got your basic meet standards type rating, which, of course, as you could tell by my face, I wasn't happy about it. So I appealed it. Okay. So there's like an appeals process you have to go through. And I guess there's different layers to it. The first layer is, of course, through your supervisor. My supervisor, that's a whole nother story. She ignored me through the whole process. I had asked her for the information because I didn't know what to do in order to take the next step to appeal the rating that I got. I went to her supervisor. He didn't really give me a lot of information. He gave me some information. I followed up. He basically said, you got to follow up with your immediate supervisor. I did. She ignored me for about a week. No response from her after I told her I wanted to appeal the appraisal that I got. Why this occurred, I don't know. But when you go through the appeal process, It takes the clock is ticking. You have a limited time to appeal your rating. So I was getting kind of, irritated because I felt like I was being ignored. So finally, I reached out to someone else, and someone else gave me the information of where to go and who to contact to further appeal it. So I reached out to that person, and lo and behold, the same day, my supervisor miraculously got in touch with me and told me what I need to do. After I already knew, what I need to do. So we went ahead and appealed it. I don't know, it's been like a month or so, and I just finally got a word back today. And of course, it's not favorable and it's not the answer that I wanted. They sided with the supervisors saying, they agreed with, the rating that she gave me. Mind you, my justification that I put in, she's a new supervisor. She's brand new. I think she's only been a supervisor for a year. Okay. She's new to me, like she doesn't really know me. She's only worked with me. She hasn't really been my supervisor for a year. I would say 6 months or less. So she doesn't really know me. She doesn't know how it works. She doesn't know my work ethic. By now, I go in, I start work early. I stay late a lot of times. I volunteer for projects. I volunteer to work overtime. I help other people out. I train other people. I QC a lot of the juniors. We call them junior. Let's call them junior co-workers that are not as experienced in the type of work and things that we do. So I help them out. I QC their work. I'm thinking I'm not just meeting requirements. I'm thinking in my head that I'm exceeding and I should, get the outstanding based on, what I just told you guys. And I wrote that up. In the justification also in the appraisal, because we basically have to write our own appraisal when we write these up. And that was another thing. I wrote up, as best I could what I thought I did, thinking she would at least put more information in, if that makes sense, because my previous supervisors, they didn't just regurgitate what I said. They would put their own spin on it and what they observed. And in my opinion, this current supervisor, she just regurgitated what I said, just put a couple of different words in it, and that was it. So she didn't really expound upon my role, I thought, as like a supervisor should. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, I guess it's water on the bridge, as they say. So fast forward to appealing, going through the appeal process. I didn't get the answer that I wanted. So then there's another option where you can appeal it further. And so of course I'm going to appeal it further. I'm just going to take it as high as I can take it. What the hell? I mean, what have I got to lose at this point? I don't know the next level, but they'll probably agree with her. And then I think there's another level after that. I'm not sure how many levels I have to go. But, you all tell me what you think. I'm thinking I'm thinking in my head, based on what I just described to you all, I'm going above, and I'm not just meeting the average or the minimum requirements. I felt like doing all those things that I was going above, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just I just don't think it's fair, because to me, the whole rating or appraisal thing is like a popularity contest. It's if they like you, or if you're buddies, then they're gonna hook you up and they're gonna give you an outstanding or the best rating that they can give you. And also keep in mind the team that I'm on and the supervisor that I work for, she's not physically here. It's like she only sees me on Teams, when we have meetings. So she's never met me in person. I've never met her in person. And not that has anything to do with it, but the people that physically are where she's at, and I don't know what they got, but I'm assuming they got a better rating, a higher rating, because they're physically there with her. And then also the same supervisor, there was a leadership role that came up, and I applied for the leadership role because I was told by upper leadership to go ahead and apply for it, because I wasn't going to. So I applied for the role and I didn't get it. And she ended up picking someone that's physically there with her. And from what I understand, is one of they're really good friends and they're buddies and they live down the street from one another. And that's just my understanding. That's hearsay, but I don't know how true it is. I mean, that's easy, I guess, to look up, but that didn't sit well with me either. Mind you, I've been doing this job for 19 years. I have a 13-page resume, and I know they say you should keep your resume like 1 to 2 pages. I don't believe that. When you're applying for jobs, I give it all. I give them everything I've got from the day one since I started. And it was a 13-page resume. And so her feedback was, it was some BS interview I went through also with her. But then her feedback was why she didn't pick me was because I didn't, what did she say? I didn't go into detail in like some of the questions. Mind you, it was like a 15, 30-minute interview. So her reasoning was I could have elaborated a little bit more on some of the questions. Well, if that's the case, when you asked me the question, why didn't you ask me at that time? If it wasn't detailed enough for you, why didn't you say at that time, can you elaborate a little bit more? Can you tell me a little bit more? I would have been happy to. So I can read between the lines, y'all. I know it was a BS. It was a BS interview. It was a BS answer that she gave me of why I wasn't selected. And the whole thing is just BS. So I just brushed it off. It's like, whatever. I kind of got over that a little bit. I was like, I don't care. You picked your buddy, whatever. Have at it. But the last straw for me was when she just gave me, I just meet bare minimum standards. And I'm like, that's just not acceptable. That's just not acceptable because I came on to this team that I'm currently on when it was in total chaos. You had people that were not quitting, but they were leaving and going to other teams. So they were short staffed, undermanned, and all the experience had left because the team was going through some changes. So the people didn't like the changes, so they left. And so all you had was new people coming in with no experience, didn't know what to do, no clue. And I just hit the ground running when I got selected, and I just got into the regulations. I looked up, got into the operating procedures, looked things up, and just started doing things and learning and teaching myself. And I thought that in itself is going above and beyond because I didn't have to do that. I could have just sat back and just waited for somebody to show me what to do, right? So I don't know, y'all. I'm exhausted. I'm about done with this, the whole 9 to 5 work thing. And I'm just ready to, I've come too far to quit, so I can't quit. But I'm just ready to go to the house and retire. But I'm not eligible yet. I don't have the years and I don't have the age. So I've got to hang in there. But, if this current administration has their way, I don't know. Who knows with rifts and all this stuff coming up and firings. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just hoping that they offered early out. Maybe I don't even think I would be eligible for an early retirement. I do have some military time, and they do have a program set up to where you can buy back your military time, and that time can be credited towards your retirement years. So I'm currently looking into that. So hopefully that'll work out, and maybe I can get out of this mess. Because, it used to be fun. My job, I used to like going to work, and I used to have fun, but it's just not fun anymore, and I just really don't like it. I really hate it. To be honest, I hate it. But what can you do? I can't just, up and quit. I got too many years invested, so I'm going to just have to stick it out a little while longer and get through it. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions or any comments, or if you've ever been through anything like this before. How did you get through it? What do you suggest? All right, y'all, that's enough for today. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here and do some meditating and some praying. That I can get out of this on the other side. Okay, that's all I can do, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.